So, Juan Sousa Rodriguez, you were also a student living with your family in Miami around the same time. And you came up with this brilliant idea. You may not have known it was brilliant then, but we know that it was brilliant, called the Trail of Dreams. What made you decide that you had to walk 1,500 miles to Washington, D.C.?
So that moment just transformed us, and it was the first time we ordered undocumented shirts. We marched to the Homeland Security building with tape over our mouths that said ICE, because ICE was trying to silence incredible leaders that were inspiring our movement, people like Gabby. And that was the first time that Felipe and I and other leaders in our youth movement in Florida came out and said that we were undocumented and unafraid, and that we were not going to stop fighting until we saw justice. And so, fast forward a few years, we had been organizing on college campuses. We had met other dreamers across the country that were also organizing in their states. But we were hearing about more raids, like the one at Gabby's house. We were hearing about collaborations between police and immigration, like what was happening, what happened to Maria with the secure communities. And more than anything, what shook me at the end of 2009 was the degree to which the oppression had gotten to people's core. People were losing so much hope that they felt like, I don't know what purpose I have in this country. This machine that is taking everyone I love is so much bigger and so much stronger than anything I contribute on a daily basis. I don't even know why I wake up tomorrow. And we started losing some of our leaders. In 2009, there were published articles of different youth leaders across the country that took their lives. And so I came back. I was at a conference in New York where we talked about the abolition movement. We talked about Harriet Tubman and that vision of and that plan to guide people from the oppression in the South, where all of these different systems were stacked up against people, and led them to freedom in the North. And when I got back to Miami, I heard from Carlos about a protest they had just finished in front of a detention center. And the students were furious because there was a moment in that protest where they looked over the wall of the detention center, chanting so that the people inside could hear their support, that people were there willing to fight for them. And when they looked over the wall, they saw that they were expanding the detention center. They were constructing more rooms to build more capacity, and so that these companies could make more and more money off of locking up the people that we love. And so in that moment, I just snapped, and I felt like, we need our own Underground Railroad. We need our way of guiding our people to where these decision makers are in Washington, D.C., determining our entire lives, our entire futures, without even seeing our faces, without even hearing our stories. So the Trail of Dreams was a declaration that starting 2010, we would start. It would be a new decade where we would tell the stories from our own mouths. It would no longer be told by Lou Dobbs and Glenn Beck and these people on TV that were really spreading so much hatred across the country. We said we had to become those voices for ourselves, and we had to motivate and inspire others in our community, one city at a time, all the way to DC, to stand up and fight back.
Wow. Wow.